Okay, hi guys. I've been given this. Look at this. This is absolutely massive. This came from an old theatre in a school. And there was a bit of dodginess there, so it came my way instead of going into the bin. Or well, the skip, I should say. Right, let's just see. I'm so curious to see what is actually inside this. It's so thick. This is like very exciting for me. Okay, I don't even know if I'll be able to feed this through the thing, but we're going to give it a go. So let's just have a look. I mean, I'm not even going to be able to cut through that with mine to get this off. I think it'd be virtually impossible for me to cut into this. No chance. So I think I'm just gonna have to feed it through and hope for the best. I think I might go for this one. Let's see if it's cutting. I think it's cutting through that layer. So let's feed it through. I think it's then got some sort of galvanised wrapping around it. Okay, so I'm going to fast forward this because it's going to take me an age with this on. So, okay, that was really labour intensive getting into that. So it has cut through the. It's so stiff I can't even twist it around. It's cut through the casing, and this is all of the guarding. So let's there we go. It's going to come off quite easily. Okay, sorry, I have let my daughter in the door. Right, this is just so massive. It's like, what do I even... But look how easily this is coming off though. I mean, it was quite labour intensive to feed it through here, but only for a couple of minutes, and then look, it's just so easy to actually pull out. So it's going to make it pretty shaky. Oh no, hit a snag here. Okay. Camera work. Okay. I'm just gonna pop these back on because it's so stiff and unmalleable that it's just gonna fly around all over the place. There we go. Okay. I mean, there's a massive amount of guarding here as well. Oh, I'm getting all of a tangle. Oh, you just have how graceful I am. Do you watch this because I'm such a graceful lady? Oh dear. Right. Oh, it's a good job I'm pruning that buddleia soon because that's getting tangled in it as well. Need to just use this. Oh, there we go. The other thing is I'm right-handed, so in that sense it's a bit of a poop show trying to do anything like this really. Right. Go! Gotcha. Right. Look at this. Most of this is the... How am I gonna... Gosh, look. Okay. Oh, it stinks. It's got that musty, yucky, musty smell to it. Okay. This is going to be a case of literally unwinding it. It's just sort of twisted round. This wire... Okay, so my battery died. I haven't actually got around to buying another one for this GoPro yet, so you can see the light has dropped a bit, but I just really quickly want to try to finish this little video with this cable because I don't want to leave it out tonight. So yeah, you might notice the light's dipped a bit. I need to get a good outside light out here, but I haven't got one. So, well, I have one, but it's just like a little patio light. It's not any good for anything major. So you can see this protective shielding here is really thick. Look at the amount of wire here. I don't come across this very often because I don't get cable of this kind of calibre very often. So I keep that wire because actually it can come in really handy for the most random of things. So I'll tell you what I did. I took my toolbox in because I could snip this now. In fact, I'm going to just grab my toolbox. Okay, so just to make my life a bit easier, I'm just going to cut that. Oh! Crikey. Okay, yeah. And I'm just going to process that in smaller strips. Just means that I can unwrap this quicker and easier. Because this is a very long piece for processing on my little garden table. So, I mean, this wire is... There's loads of it. Okay. I don't even know where the end is. Alright guys, I'm just gonna again put on my sexy eye shields because this is flicking around all over the place. Okay. How much longer is it? Oh wow, I'm going to cut it again. It's going to have to be in 3 strips, I think. There we go, that'll cut a bit easier. There we go. Right. There we go. Okay. Right. So my son just came down the garden singing Queen, not realising I was standing here doing a video. It's okay, go in. You probably didn't really pick it up though. But that's the kind of funny thing that goes on here. Alright. Wow, I might even have to do this in 4. I'm going to cut it again. Ah! Okay, where did that go? Down here. Oh, here we are. I can't. The more I unwrap, the more I seem to find it's funny. It doesn't look as long as when it's rolled up, but then it has got quite a lot of really fighting against the light here. I want to edit these this evening while I'm watching TV. Watching one of my favourite scrappers is when I usually edit my videos. All that, and well, to be fair, tonight I think I'm going to watch the recorded Gogglebox, because you know what, I love that programme, and the reason I love that programme is because I sit and I talk to the telly all the time. God, that makes me sound really sad, but it's sad but true, you know. I predict what's going to happen. I get really annoyed with stupid decisions people make in the soaps. I can't help but share that opinion. So, I mean, I think I'd be great on Gogglebox. I'm sure many of you might think otherwise, but I could definitely share an opinion anyway. So, yeah, we've got that to watch. It was actually on last night, but too tired to watch it last night. Right, the end is in sight, people, here. Finally. And of course, I'm going to have to run this through the machine all over again, because I need to get it out of the next bit of casing. I'm definitely glad I've got the eye shields on for this bit. It's a bit precarious. Oh, there we go. Okay. Let's firstly sort this wiring out, because there is so much of it. I don't know what I might use this for. Sometimes I might make like a garden sculpture out of all this wire. Last year I tried to make a Christmas unicorn light, because they're so expensive, and I thought, I am not paying like £200 or £300 for a Christmas unicorn. You're having a laugh. I mean, I love unicorns and mythical stuff, but come on now. So I thought, I know what I'll do. I'll buy a cheap reindeer and I'll put a horn on it. Well, you know what? That was easier said than done. But if I'd have had some wire like this, I bought some wire, but it was too thick. It wasn't very malleable, and I bought some mesh, and it just, the stuff was lethal. Basically, it was bad times, people. It was bad times. So, but actually, I love my garden. I'm really into my garden, and I've dug in lockdown two massive new flower beds, and they're really well established now. And I love garden stuff. Oh, you can hear a lot of background noise probably. That's my son up the garden. Yeah, I mean, this is, I need to try and coil this up a bit better. Yeah, anyway, so I'll think of something I can make with this. Oh, my wrist, if I could bend this wrist properly and squeeze, this would be much easier. So, I mean, it puts this little bit, I got the other day, shame really, doesn't it? Which again, I was obviously going to keep. Oh, do you know what? I might leave this to my husband. I like doing this stuff myself. I'm a very independent woman. Sometimes I just have to admit defeat with this stupid arm. Right. Get out. Right. Okay, let's see where we're at with this. Right, let's see if we can run it through. You probably can't even see now, but I'm going to do it anyway and just hope Hope it comes out on the video. I'm going to just go a bit deeper. Right, let's go. Oh, that's going through easily. That might be famous last words. Oh. I've just got so much cable to process that I don't want to... Because I've started, I don't want to leave it half done. I mean, at least if I can get it all down to this stage, then tomorrow I'm not going to get to edit this video tonight. I can at least get it stripped to these. Ugh, this feels slimy. Ugh. That is a gross feeling. Right. Okay. Crikey, you know what? This is not going to be... I mean, I'm not going to complain. It is actually going to be a nice amount of copper, but for the... how labour intensive that is, I've had better copper in, you know, much easier stuff to get. But I am liking, I don't know if you can see that, how easy this is running through. I have to say, actually, on that front, this is one of the easier cables I've put through this thing. So that's always nice. Yeah. So it's a nice mixed bag on who thinks I'm nuts and who thinks this is a great idea of people I know. I think the majority think I'm a bit crazy, but I've always been a little bit of a non-conformist, a little bit away from the norm kind of gal, so I wouldn't say any of them are necessarily surprised, they just think it's a bit random. But yeah, well, what's the point in just being like everyone else and finding pleasure in the same things that everybody else does? I mean, what a dull world that would be, hey? Okay. Getting there. I just hope you guys can see now. I can't turn my screen on. Well, I could, I just don't know how, without pausing the video, and it gets so confusing when you've got so many bitty bits, and obviously I have to stop them a lot when my children pop out and make an appearance. I obviously don't want them on camera for their own privacy and safety, so yeah, so I end up getting loads and loads of little bitty clips, and then sometimes they don't download in the order that I've recorded, so then it gets a little bit confusing. So yeah, I try not to do it any more than I have to stop. And so if I really wanted to look at my screen, I can stop the video and have a look. I'm just gonna keep going. I think is there one more? Oh, is that? Hang on, that might have been it. Because I think this is. Oh yeah, that's it. Oh, sweet. Okay. So then it's just this to process. So I'll come back to this tomorrow and finish this up with a bit of light. So next time the camera's on, the light will miraculously be back. Okay, so as you know, I lost the light last night, so I'm back today to finish gathering the copper out of that black cable that I got from the theatre. So because this is intertwined together, what I'm thinking I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it into manageable bits so that I can separate it fairly easily and just feed it through fairly easily. So obviously it's all twisted together, and the length it was, it's not easy to actually get it apart, whereas these small little manageable bits are much easier. I'm going to have to do some real height adjusting on this. So I'm just going to do a practice one just to see how easy that's fed through. I mean, if that's cut, that's going to be a dream. Let's see. It may have cut enough. Let's see. Look at all that. Let's see if it pulls through. It's pretty easy. I might just go ever so slightly, just slightly deeper. Okay. Lovely. Okay, I'm just going to go down tiny. I'm just trying to get this, adjust this a little bit, not too much, because it just needs an ever so slight adjustment on it so it still goes through really easily, but that it cuts. Okay, it's still not all the way through, all down, but if it's easy to pull out, yeah, that's perfect. It's not so deep that it's cut into the copper, but it's deep enough that I can pretty easily pull it out of there. But I tell you what, I'm just going to nip and get my, oh no, wait, they're in here, are they? No, they're here. My eye shields, because it does fling around all over the place. That's better. Okay. This is, yeah, great. Well, actually, let's just do it a bit neater, shall we? If I just do it as I go along, then it's done. There we go. Another beautiful day here in the UK today, in England. I think we've got another few days of nice weather, and then it's going to turn a bit of rain, but I don't mind that. The garden needs a bit of rain. But I mean, I really loved the weather yesterday.
What are you doing?
Question of the month. I'm making a video, darling. Good girl. What was I saying? Oh yeah, the breezy weather yesterday was like my favourite. Sun, but a beautiful breeze, not too hot. Where are you? There you are. So this is my favourite type of cable cutting. I've done the really hard bit, now I can just sit, and this is the bit that actually produces the beautiful stuff. This is quite easy now. Just a lovely way to spend a Sunday afternoon. Which is lovely. I just like twisting it up. I like the way it looks when it's twisted, but also it's easier to store. This is going to add a nice chunk to the copper total. I'm loving the fact I can do this with my arm as well. So I've got so much to process. I've got this big box here, I've got another thick bit wound up behind me, and then I've got a load in the shed too. I'm not complaining, it's great, but I don't want to get to the stage where I have so much that I'm never gonna, you know, process it, or I want to get it processed. And because I've run out of things to take apart, but except for the washer dryer, that's still on the list, firmly on the list. I do want to try it this afternoon, but I just don't know how.
What would you like for dinner?
Are you asking me what I would like for dinner? Are you telling Mummy what you would like for dinner? What would you like for dinner?
Eggs, bacon, chips. Have friends for dinner.
Veggie bacon and chips. Well, there we have it, people. That is also meal of the month. It was white rice and veggie bacon, and now veggie bacon and chips. So I might have to just pop off and instruct my husband and pop the oven on. Oh, here's one of the kittens. Luna! Luna! No, she's gone. Right, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Right, next load. So that's out of that first bit that I cut into manageable chunks. Nice, happy with that. And I've still got all this down here. Please ignore the bits of buddleia cuttings and everything everywhere. I need to do a good old clean up out here. Right, so again I'm going to do it about the same size, I think, because that worked well. Oh, here comes Luna kitten again. Luna! Luna! Come make an appearance. Hello! Hello, my darling. What are you doing? So this is Luna. She's the one, she was 1 in June, so she's the slightly older kitten. Hello, my darling. Hello.
Mummy.
Okay, sorry about that. We went back to not wanting... we went from white rice to chips to white rice again. So dinner is now underway and sorted. Okay, so that's one manageable chunk. I might just do the cutting now. Oh, actually, I might just leave that the length that is. That's not too bad. Yeah, that's not too bad. Actually, that's not too bad either. Okay, I won't do any more cutting. I'll just process this. Love getting freebies like this. It's a real treat for me. It's the little things, isn't it? I think that's the funny thing about coronavirus, is as horrendous as it is in many ways, as all aspects of it, not just the virus itself, but you know what it's done to the world and the economy and individuals' lives who've been really affected by it. We're lucky in the sense that we haven't been massively affected because our income hasn't been affected. You know, we're lucky on that front. Many people aren't, I know. But it has really made people think about the stuff they used to take for granted, I think. It certainly has us. I mean, I know some of my children's friends and stuff, they really struggled with lockdown. My children not so much, because when you have a family member with such profound additional needs, you don't kind of live the life that everybody else lives anyway. So we already are kind of used to, you know, not getting to freely do the stuff that everyone else perhaps takes for granted, because they are lucky enough to just be able to do normal things without it being a military operation or, you know, really difficult. So in the respect of us having to not be able to do certain things a lot of the time anyway, our children certainly didn't struggle with suddenly that lack of freedom. So in that sense, that was a blessing that they didn't struggle being at home. We're lucky enough to have a garden. I really feel for anyone who doesn't have a garden. My goodness, that must have been really difficult. You know, and our old place didn't have a garden, and I just think, thank goodness we are in this house during this pandemic. Forgot what I was saying now. Oh yeah, the things you take for granted. So actually, for our little family in our little bubble, it wasn't too difficult in some respects. But I know some people have found it really, really tricky, and I do feel for them. But it has also made me realise the stuff you do take for granted, though. And I have really enjoyed the family time without school runs, running off to 2 different schools. And I mean, although home learning was the bane of my life, I'm not even going to lie there, that was grim. Actually being at home without that pressure of the everyday mundane stuff that we all just rush around doing because we have to, it was really lovely. And sitting down for meals at the same time, and you know, my husband and I both work shifts, and although he continued to work all the way through, I was only on rota about 6 times in the whole of from March to September. So you know, I got to be at home and do a lot more of the stuff that I don't normally have time to do, like digging the 2 new flower beds I said about yesterday. That was nice. So yeah, it has made me kind of reevaluate a bit. I'm quite a deep thinker anyway, so I do spend a lot of time contemplating stuff and analysing what people say and the world and what goes on. But I have perhaps done a bit more of being reminded of what's truly important in this life, and I've tried not to moan. I mean, there have been times where, you know, I'm fed up with this virus and I want it to do one, but you know, I said yesterday there are people that have it a lot worse, and I'm not going to moan about it. I don't know whether we get told the truth. I suspect we probably don't get told the truth. Well, I really believe that we don't get told the truth. But you know, here in this little bubble, it's not been too bad, and hopefully they hurry up with the vaccine so that we can kind of get back to some form of normality. But who knows? I don't know how long that's going to take. It seems like they keep having to stop certain trials. I mean, I know that's the case with all vaccines. It's just when we're so desperate for one, it's like, it just feels like it's never coming. But obviously it's only September, and this only started being a real thing for us in March. I mean, we actually started prepping for this in December, as soon as we learnt that what was going on in China. We started prepping for things, just buying a bit extra every week. I think I might have already said this in one of my videos. Apologies if this is the second time you've heard this, but basically there's just no need to panic buy if you try to be a little bit more prepared. And so we've done it again, expecting a little bit of chaos again with the second wave, is that we'd kind of used the stuff we prepped just by buying, you know, a bit extra every week. The thing is, we're lucky enough to be in a position to do that, and I fully understand that some people live even more hand to mouth than we do, and they actually can't prep, and that's a really tricky situation. But because we were in a position to do it, we did it, and we've done it again, because I don't want to be in a position where I'm having to queue at the supermarket because there's one thing that, I mean, more so that our autistic daughter has run out of that she desperately requires, because that will just be grim. So I like to try to make sure we don't run out of any of that essential stuff that's essential for us. It might not be essentials for other people, but in our little family, things that are essential for us. So yeah, we've sort of prepped again, and we'll see. A friend of mine, her son works in the Morrison supermarket. She said they're going to start queuing again outside from today, so I'm pretty relieved I've done most of the prepping already. Just a couple of extra little bits to get, but I just hope that people don't run out and start panic buying again, because that's just grim for everybody. And then, so what we do, we've got the pantry. I did a pantry video actually a while ago, and not a little while, not massive of time ago, when my husband made it. And I don't mind what we buy to stock up in there to get through this time, because once there's a vaccine and the world can kind of return to some sort of normality, we might not like necessarily what that looks like with certain restrictions, or I have some theories on what that's going to look like, but I won't go into that. Then I think anything we've got left over we can just give to the food banks, so I don't feel bad about prepping over months to make a stock when it doesn't make the supermarkets run short, and we've got the things should we need them, and then if we don't need them we can give them to people who do need them. So I think it's a good way to go. I feel confident that I would definitely be a bit nervous about a second wave coming if we weren't fully stocked up. As I say, it might not be quite as desperate for people who don't have additional needs, but when you've got additional needs, you definitely, anyone who has got anybody with additional needs knows you do not want to run out of something that they need or even just want, because it's just grim. So there we go. Anyway, I'm not going to bang on about coronavirus the whole time I'm doing this. I don't know really what I will bang on about, but I am definitely getting through this little pile though, although it still looks like there's loads on the floor down here. But I still haven't finished processing the big box. I just wanted to do this one roll just to show you what you kind of get out of one roll. The rest I'm doing off camera, and you can probably hear a bit of background noise up there. In fact, there's background noise everywhere. You can hear the neighbours, you can hear the dogs today. I went out for a little walk in the village, and it was a bit busier today. I prefer to go out at dusk. I don't go through the woods on my own at dusk. I don't really like going through the woods on my own anyway. As a grown woman, as a teenager, I was fearless. Back then, it was a little different anyway. But I certainly wouldn't do it now. We don't have a dog currently, so once my youngest is a bit bigger, we will hopefully in a couple of years have a family dog, which would be great. But at the moment, no dogs, so no walking in the woods on my own for me. There we go. This is just going through like a dream. See how much easier this is than doing it by hand. See, this is when the machine comes into its own. It's just amazing. I do find it hard doing the big casing. I don't think other people would. I'm not particularly strong anyway. You can hear the alphabet being sung behind me. But certainly for the fiddly smaller cables. Oh, it's so easy. Amazing. Makes me feel not quite so bad about kind of getting a big quantity, because I can bosh through it pretty quickly actually, whilst rabbiting onto you guys. There we go, it's another bit. Lovely. So, not a bad little collection going here. Pretty good. Okay. So, nice. Lovely. Still got a fair bit down here. Getting there though. Definitely getting there. Hello. Sorry, I get very distracted when my lovely cats come along. Come up here. No, she's Luna, the black one. She's much more timid than Sunder, the ginger one. Which is funny because she was rescued really young with her mother and sister. But she's just naturally really timid. She's not feral like some rescue cats we've had over the years, but she is still very timid. She's timid but friendly, which is nice. So she's lovely. She's a lovely cat. She's got the cutest little meow. This, I hadn't even thought about the fact I haven't cut this one. I'll do it now. There we go. Sort of thinking this is coming and coming and coming. That's because you haven't cut it, you doofus. Right. So I would say probably another sort of 10 minutes possibly of this. And then I'll subject you to no more. Well, I say that and then I miss making videos and end up making some more. But I guess if people don't want to watch it, they won't watch it. So, and if you do, fab, because I love watching other people do this. I don't know. I don't know why. It's something weirdly therapeutic about it. Well, that's what I think anyway. But you know, I try to see like beauty in random places and random sensory things. This to me is definitely a sensory thing. There we go. Another bit there. Oh dear, I keep dropping it. Sorry. Wonky camera while I bend to pick it up. That's a cut open bit.
I'm going to turn up a bit.
Oh, steady, darling. Remember all that time ago when I said my videos would be very much not uninterrupted? Very much interrupted. That's definitely how it goes. But that's okay, hey? There we go. I love how easy this goes through. There we are. There we go. And again, just peel it out.
Turn up a bit.
Okay, Mummy, turn it up a bit. There we go, Mummy turned it up a bit. Right. Sometimes I get like a really funny little urge to just screw up the copper. Yeah, let's just screw it up into a ball instead of a nice, neat little twist, like its very own little garden sculpture. Definitely don't do this for everything. It's not very practical for storing, but I do like the way it looks. You see? I think that's really pretty. I'm curious. Should we just see how much that little ball weighs? Let's see. Whoa, 19 grams. Sweet. Great. Very nice too. Okay. It's probably a really practical way of untwisting these that I'm just way off the mark doing, but maybe it is just fiddly. I think I'm potentially a little cat-handed. She says. You think? Right. Lovely. Oh, your hands get coated in like horrible resiny coating when you do this. Some people wear gloves, but I hate. They're just not, my fingers are not nimble enough in gloves, and they're just annoying. I like gloves in the winter for keeping me warm, or plastic, rubber, whatever type gloves for keeping me clean. But I don't like working in gloves doing this. I've tried to get some really thin gardening gloves to do it, and although you keep your hands cleaner, it's just so much harder work. And the really thin other gloves I tried, you still get stabbed through them anyway, so I just think, I can't be bothered. Just keep on like this. There we go. Another bit. Who's that? Who now? Having a little look around. Heard a car go up the track. Right. The other noise you can probably hear is my youngest daughter up the end of the garden finding all the fairies. We went for a lovely little woodland walk to get some sticks to make some fairy swings to put in the trees in the garden. And I want to make some other hanging stuff for the garden. I don't know what yet, but something. See, I have these ideas. Nothing necessarily always comes of it, but I'm so tempted to make a sculpture out of copper, but not this year. That's not what I'm doing with it this year. Having said that, I've got that casing wire, haven't I? This from yesterday. I could definitely make a sculpture with that. Oh, this one's doesn't want to start. Just need to start it. There we go. Got ya. Yeah, and anyone who finds me really annoying but likes watching copper can just do it on mute, hey? They can watch the wire, the cable stripping, and just turn the sound off so that they don't hear me yabbering on. Here we go. Here's another bit. Let's twist this bit out. I feel like this bit needs twisting. Beautiful. Getting there. Probably only got about 6 left after this, maybe. I'm going to cut it. Just try and make it a bit quicker and easier. It is nice though to, when you really want to appreciate something, what you've got out of something, it is lovely to keep it the original length so you can just have it in one neat, and I do totally get that sentiment. And if I had the patience to unravel it really long, I would definitely do that because it would be so much nicer, but honestly I just haven't got the patience really, and it's so fiddly. I love it going through it. It's like spaghetti, isn't it? Just like spaghetti. And what I think I might do is I might fast forward some of this, maybe after this, just so that you don't lose the will to live really. It's hard to tell. If you like the long ones where I just film the whole lot doing it, let me know and I'll do that. But if really what you want to see is just sort of see a bit of it and what the end result is, then I'll fast forward. It's personal preference, I guess. I love watching. I actually pretty hate the edited down videos because I just really like watching the whole process. Depending on whose channel it is, obviously. But there's only one guy really that I like watching, and he edits down more than I would like him to actually, because I love watching stuff being sorted and processed and scrapped out and things. Right. Okay, this is the last pieces. What am I doing? Wrong one. What a donut. Okay. Hope if I put it in the right one. Okay. This is it, people. The last piece. So, let's feed this through. Okay. Now what we've got to do is split it all open. I decided, as I wasn't talking as I was doing it, to just fire it through. I thought it'd be quicker to just do it all in one go. So curious. What are you going to guess the weight's going to come out as in grams? I'll show you the full pile when it's all there, once I've taken all this casing off. And then you can have a guess. That one piece I did, what was it, 21? That was one strand, wasn't it? Okay, getting there. Easy peasy. I love it when you finally get the right setting on this, because it can be a real pain in the backside to adjust it and get it right. So when you finally get it right and it just sails through like that, it's brilliant. Much better. Can't have too many strands to pull through now, I shouldn't think. 5 or 6 maybe. Ouch. Ugh. Don't look at my hands close up, they're totally disgusting now. Covered in white stuff. Oh, it looks like I'm nearly done in time. I can hear the machinery starting up. Someone's doing a chainsaw, it sounds like. Might be a thick hedge cutter. Look at that, black. on there. Don't know what that is. The copper's not burnt, so it's not burnt out. I could have cut the edge of a burnt bit, I suppose, because it clearly burnt out somewhere in that cable. Definitely haven't come across any of the burnt copper yet, because it's very distinctive. It's literally like blackened copper. So, plans for the rest of the afternoon. I think I might attempt the washer dryer, and it might just need to give my wrist a bit of a rest. Oh, how annoying is that noise? Okay, because it's so noisy, I might just fast forward the rest for you to get to the end to show you the end result. Daddy's dishing it out for you, darling. Right, I'm nearly done. I'll be in a minute.
900. 999.
Okay, so there's loads of background noise now, lots of people cutting hedges and things, so hopefully you can hear me enough. But look at this. So this is what we've got out of that cable. The casing, I didn't measure it before I did the video. I'll measure the casing afterwards and put it in the title so you can see exactly how much has come out of however many meters. I'm just going to borrow this tub that I had smaller processing to do wires in. Right, so we are going to see what we've got here. The big weigh-in. It's like Gold Rush. It's not doing anything. Alright, 0. 0. Okay. 152. 309. 432. 444. 516. There we have it, guys. 534 grams of copper out of that one coil of cable that was given to me. It was going in a skip. Look at that. It's probably taken me in total, what, about 40 minutes maybe? But to be fair, I've been yabbering on and haven't really been paying too much attention. So it's now saying 535. Can't remember the number I just said, but I was fiddling around with it. We'll go 535 grams. Okay, that's it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being patient. Hope I haven't bored you too much. And I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Stay safe. Bye.